A beautiful country known for its windmills, its incredible tulips, amazing foods, art, music, technological advancements. We are in the Netherlands. This is Jim Masters, CUTV News. We've traveled to this wonderful Dutch country at the invitation of renowned lawyer, real estate investor, broker, and CEO of Downtown Brokers LLC, Theodora Uniken Venema. Theodora, who hails originally from the Netherlands and who also makes her home in the United States in Orlando, Florida, works tirelessly to link the Netherlands and America via real estate investment. Her Orlando, Florida-based boutique real estate firm Downtown Brokers focuses on assisting folks from Europe and specifically the Netherlands achieve the American dream and to experience all that America has to offer. Through investing in the American dream, she has helped countless people live the American dream, and she shows them how they can enjoy and be happy in Florida, which is one of her popular slogans. On our journey here in the Netherlands, Theodora and I will visit some amazing places together and meet wonderful people along the way as she shows us the strong connection there is between the Netherlands and the United States. We'll travel to Utrecht and tour that beautiful city and sample some of the wonderful delicacies at the popular Saturday Flower and Farmers Market. Then we'll travel to Aalsmeer and visit the incredible Royal Flora Holland, the world's largest flower auction, where traders bid against the clock for some of the world's most beautiful flowers. Then we'll also meet legendary Formula One race car driver Jan Lammers on location in Zandvoort, Netherlands at Circuit Zandvoort. And then we'll head to the second Home Beurs International Home Trade Show as Theodora showcases her business and real estate investment opportunities in Florida to show attendees and new clients. Along the way, we'll also discover the amazing connection between the Netherlands and America and all that it has to offer, and why so many people here in the Netherlands trust Downtown Brokers for all their real estate investment needs as they pursue the American dream.
We're really enjoying such an amazing trip here in Europe and throughout the Netherlands. Right now we're here in the magical city of Utrecht. We're checking out the culture and the food and the people. And what I love too is the amazing architecture that we're experiencing here in Utrecht. This is a very special place in the Netherlands. It's almost like a hub for Europe. Tell us about where we are and the magical nature the city has for Europe and the Netherlands.
I sure will. Utrecht is the center of the Netherlands, and it is right in the center. It's a very cultural city, as you can see all around you.
Absolutely.
There's the restaurants down below at the river, and above is where the market is, the food markets. The Saturday flower market. We're going to have a look at that later and look at the bikes. Yeah. There's bikes everywhere.
Yeah, Netherlands is so known for that.
And we have all these cultures here. You stand on the street and you stop for a minute, you hear every language of this universe.
Which is quite amazing because I think a lot of times people outside of the Netherlands or Europe, when they think of the Netherlands, the first thing that they think all the time is Amsterdam. And that's a wonderful place. I've been there multiple times and it is very multicultural and a lot of action there, vibrancy. But here, same thing too. But I do notice that there's this wonderful mix and blend of the old and the new. A lot of modern contemporary designs architecturally here, mixing in with this beautiful historic, older architecture, but also there's a lot of growth here. I see these towers and skyscrapers and a lot of corporate presence here. It sort of reminds me a little bit about what's happening with the growth in Orlando.
This is a very wealthy area, and we build new to the best perfections there are in this world.
Right.
And architects from around the world love to put some brand new tower right next to an old, antique, very antique building. And that's what we do.
Right.
And it makes an extreme contrast.
I love the canals too, the use of the water, because the Netherlands is surrounded by water, and water is really prominent throughout the Netherlands.
Very much.
Right.
And all the cities have rings.
Yes.
For protection in the old days.
Right.
Of
for
rivers.
flooding.
Yeah.
Right, flooding.
And enemies. And enemies.
Yeah, it's like a moat.
That's correct.
We wanted to mention too this incredible building behind us.
Yes.
What is that?
That is the dome, the Utrecht Dome. It's the tallest in the Netherlands, 114 meters.
Wow.
And it was built a very, very long time ago. It's a very nice building to see. You should have a look.
A lot of beautiful architecture here. farmer's market right upstairs. I smell all kinds of wonderful things, and we're going to go check that out because it's Saturday when we're doing this, and that's an annual thing?
Every Saturday, the farmer's market is, the flower market is, and the fish market.
Really nice. All right, let's go check it out. What do we have here?
This is a special Gouda. It's the only protected Gouda in the world, and it's a very old recipe from 1960.
Wow.
And you can try. It's made, the milk is from a special area above Amsterdam.
Wow.
400 years ago it was all sea, but now we make land of sea, and the cows are eating from the old sea bottom. So the milk is tastier than anywhere in the world. If you make cheese with it, you get this project, the red label cheese.
Delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
And now that we've sampled all those fantastic cheeses and desserts and chocolates and so much more in beautiful Utrecht, we're now making our way to the city of Aalsmeer. Aalsmeer is a beautiful city in the Netherlands, and it's home to Royal Flora Holland.
So as we're traveling all throughout the Netherlands, taking a look at some really amazing places that Theodora is showcasing here on CUTV News, we're at a very special place where a lot of the flowers that you see in the United States actually come from in terms of passing through this massive facility. Flowers from all around the world. Tell us where we are right now, Theodora.
Jim, we are in Aalsmeer, the Netherlands, the largest flower auction in the world. 120 soccer fields big. Millions of flowers get traded every single day.
That's a lot of flowers. So again, a lot of the flowers that we see in the United States and Canada and beyond pass through this facility, and they come from vendors all around the world.
All around the world, 60 countries deliver the flowers here every single morning.
So how does it actually work? Do people come here and bid on the flowers?
Yeah, it's like the stock markets of flowers.
Really?
Yes, it's a madhouse at 4 o'clock in the morning.
All right, let's go take a look.
Let's have a look.
This place is magnificent. Royal Flora Holland, the world's largest flower auction, where you can watch traders bid against the clock for beautiful flowers and plants which are traded daily from around the world. Each year, thousands of national and international visitors take the visitors' tour through this global marketplace. As commissioned by the cooperative Royal Flora Holland, organizes the international marketplace for flowers and plants for growers and buyers and their customers. They've been proudly doing that for some 100 years. I mean, take a look at this place. Thousands and thousands of beautiful flowers that will eventually end up in retail shops and with landscapers and more around the world. This place is simply amazing to see in person. And I really enjoy the ballet of the high-lows and the forklifts running around doing their dance.
And again, Holland is known, of course, for all the tulips, but some of the world's most incredible flowers pass through this massive facility. Take a look.
This was really something to see. Royal Flora Holland, a must visit. Now our travels continue through the Netherlands on our adventures as we make our way through the beautiful countryside and all the different towns along the way. We're heading to Zandvoort. The town is located on the North Sea, and Circuit Zandvoort is a motorsport racetrack located in the dunes of north of Zandvoort, Netherlands, near that North Sea coastline. We're going to meet legendary Formula One race car driver Jan Lammers. Jan also has the great honor of being the sports director for the Dutch Grand Prix for 5 years, starting in 2020 to 2025, right here on the world-famous Zandvoort Formula One track, home to numerous historical races.
We have a very special guest here, Jan Lammers. knows all about racing. Legendary.
Nice to meet you, Jan. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Good to have you with us. So tell us about your background in Formula One racing.
Well, Formula One racing is something that I actually did here in this place. I did a few Grand Prix. I'm born here. I also did a lot of racing in America, lucky enough. I did a few endurance championship all around, like IMSA they called it in those days. I did a few 24 hours of Daytona and I won 2 of them. That was nice. Nice watch you get there. Apart from NASCAR, I've been racing everything all around the world. So
Tell us about this track. It's really beautiful. It's quite a location here.
Yeah, well, and recently it's quite exciting because we had the last Formula One Grand Prix in 1985, and Formula One is the pinnacle of motor racing. And compared to NASCAR and Indy cars, Formula One is really a battle of giants of the car manufacturers. You know, it is Ferrari against Mercedes and Alfa Romeo and all the big, predominantly European makes, of course. And at this moment, we are trying very hard to have a Grand Prix back in Holland. So I hope in a few weeks we can confirm that in 2020 we have a Grand Prix here. Because it's a very special place, it's unique, it's in the middle of the dunes, it's very close to the coast. Where it differs from other tracks is this is like naturally shaped by the dunes. Because just after the Second World War, they were allowed to put a racetrack here, but they weren't allowed to move a lot of sand of the dunes. So it's quite a special, exciting place.
Now, how many years have you been racing? I mean, this is something that's in your blood.
Yeah, absolutely. I started here it was like a skid control school, and the owner of it, Rob Slotemaker, was a very famous guy at the time, particularly in Holland. But he also caught the attention of Steve McQueen, the actor, and Steve made a movie of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in France.
That's right.
Legendary race. But it was quite nice because when I was 14, I was there to make a skidding demonstration for Steve. Got his autograph and his pictures in my kitchen now. But when I was 14, I was there, and when I was 32, I won the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So that was a wonderful, memorable race. And still, you know, I'm doing some gentleman races now. The genie is pretty much out of the bottle now.
Your son's involved too, right?
Yeah. Well, basically, in those years, you develop a lot of a great network, great friends, and great sponsors and everything. And now, so to speak, I'm trying to let him take over the company. And so it's a lot of fun, and he's doing well. So.
And he mentioned Daytona, and of course, you know, working with downtown brokers as you do, Theodora, Daytona is not that far from Orlando. So a lot of the folks that are here in the Netherlands and Luxembourg and Germany that invest in the American dream and visit the United States and invest in the properties will visit places like Daytona and other racetracks, right?
And around the Daytona 500, they all come. With the racing boots on, and they go to the tracks. That's what they want, racing.
Right. So if you're in the Netherlands, come to America and check that out and see Theodora for more. So how did the two of you meet?
Through Theodora's husband, Ger van der Made. I met him in the days that he was an ambassador for Florida. We got really friendly, and already in the early 90s I bought a house in Florida, and that's how my kids got to grow up there. Oh, yeah. So every 2.5 months I go there and visit them. And
really? So you have that Florida connection as well?
Absolutely. So it's nice, you know, it's sort of like home away from home. So when I get in the area of Orlando and Kissimmee and Celebration and all that feels like home.
So folks watching possibly here in the Netherlands and Europe, you'd recommend check out Florida and go see Theodora?
Yeah, because I think Florida is kind of nice. It's got everything, you know. I mean, if you go up, south here, then of course there's Miami, the Keys, you know. So there's a bit of Latin and South American influences. That's lovely. If you go further up the East Coast, you know, then there's a whole different broad of people again, and scenery, of course. It's lovely. I'd love to go out towards Tampa and St. Petersburg, and you know, it's really nice. I enjoy it.
Cool stuff. It was a pleasure to meet you.
What a pleasure it was to meet such a legend and a Netherlands treasure, Formula One race car driver Jan Lammers. A nice guy and a class act. Now that was a full day. Time for some dinner at a beautiful restaurant along the canals back in the city of Utrecht. After an extraordinary first day here in the Netherlands, now it's our second day. We're here in Utrecht, this wonderful city, and we're headed over to the incredible Jabbers Convention Center in Utrecht. It is where the second Home Burrs International Home Show is happening, where hundreds of exhibitors are showcasing their opportunities for real estate investment around the world, and where Theodora is a major participant as she meets with attendees and new clients who are looking to be happy in Florida and invest in and live the American dream.
Tell us about this wonderful event that happens here annually and why Downtown Brokers likes to be a part of it.
We love to be here because we have our clients come here. They come with their shopping list, what they need, what they want, how they want it in America. And we start from here. We start from here before they ever seriously go to America to look. Mm-hmm. They just shop online, they shop when they're there, they come with a list and then with a list of questions. And then we address each one of them. And then we step in as the team. I'm a real estate broker in Orlando. That's the starting point, but there's so much more.
Oh yeah, a lot of work goes into it all. So the folks who come through this major expo here in Utrecht, what are they looking for, or do they not know yet what they're looking for? Do you help them and guide them to the properties?
Very good question, Jim. They know exactly what they want. They don't know how to get there. So they have certain homes they like in America, Florida, Miami, Orlando, wherever it may be, Vero Beach. And they already see obstacles because it's different there. The language is different, the law is different.
True.
The real estate brokerage is different.
Right.
Who pays for what is totally different in America than it is in the Netherlands. So they're looking for a coach, the life coach, and that's where we step in.
Tell us about that. We talked a little bit about that in Orlando, which I find fascinating because you're an expert professional real estate broker, a term that we use in the United States that everybody's familiar with. But you also have that added advantage of being a life coach, because a lot of times when people are making a purchase of something like a property, there is a lot of emotional and psychological investment as much as there is financial investment in that. Tell us about how that life coach part enhances the business part of what you do.
I start with a lot of listening because they have their story together.
Yeah.
They know what they want, they just don't know how to get it. We put the dream team on it. Once I hear them out, we make a list of things they want, what they need to do that, and how to get there. Then we put the dream team on it, our dream team from Orlando. The CPA, that also comes from outside America, the attorney from outside America, and notary and anything else that's related. They might want to talk estate, they might want to talk taxes, tax specialist. So we put the tax specialist and the whole specialist team on it, the dream team. And that's what they come to do. Then we think of each one of the points that they made, and then they're ready to come.
What are some of the key errors that people initially make when they're searching for that second home, that property to invest in the United States or really anywhere? Do they just think it's a matter of just putting money down and buying it and it's that easy? Are there a few typical mistakes that you see most people make?
Typical mistakes, they step right in. And they get a big stack of paperwork, like we have in America, big stacks of paperwork that comes with the property. Sign. They come to page 3 or 4 and they say, what are we signing?
Right.
And then it stops. What do we do now? Then they call me. They talk to their friends. What did you do when you came to page 3?
Right.
Seems easy.
Right.
You have money, you buy.
Right.
Well, not quite. And then you get into all the little details on the tax laws, and that's why we work every detail to perfection.
So people watching may be saying, okay, we're talking about properties, but what kinds of properties are people generally looking for when they're investing in the American dream, and specifically in beautiful Florida?
In beautiful sunny Florida with a lot of coastline. The Dutch traditionally go for rooftops. They want housing for themselves, maybe an apartment, maybe an apartment building to build, develop. They are generally looking for housing, rooftops. As the Netherlands is so small, tiny, like a quarter of the size of Florida. And then there is America.
Yeah.
Florida is 4 times as big
It is.
as the Netherlands with the same amount of people. So they see land and say, we need something with a roof over it. And that's how they start.
That's how they start. So the rooftops. Do they also get involved in commercial properties and investments as well?
Commercial properties, and then we're talking warehousing.
Oh, really?
You know, as the Netherlands is a major hub in the world in shipping and logistics.
Right, yeah.
If you see the trucking, if you drive down the road here, truck after truck after truck from all countries in the world, 30 some in the European Union, they all drive through the Netherlands. So transportation is key, and with that goes warehousing. And warehousing, good opportunity in Florida, with all that trade that goes between Brazil and Canada.
There's also the combination or that connection to Florida as a desirable place to visit as well on vacation, and that's what gets them to fall in love with Florida, because obviously there's a weather and temperature difference that's dramatic.
Well, as you know, you freeze when you step out the door here. That won't happen in Florida, no matter what happens. They like the temperature, they like the coastline.
You know,
That's
what's
what they
interesting
want.
about the Netherlands and Florida that I've noted in the many times I've had an opportunity to come to this beautiful country here in Europe is there is a similarity in the geography and topography in terms of the flatness. So folks in the Netherlands aren't necessarily used to big mountains and things of that nature. So Florida, of course, having that flatness, but having the warmth, the sun and the surf and the sand. So it's almost like an easier transition in terms of what they're seeing because of the flatness and the sea level. But of course they get the warmth and all the beauty of Florida as well.
And they get that with a direct flight. So it's pack up in Schiphol, drop your winter coat, and put on your flip-flops and travel to Florida, one stop.
And do some windsurfing and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
We've been learning as we've been here with the crew from CUTV News and visiting the Netherlands. You've been taking us around to some really amazing places, the flower auction, the racetrack, and through the downtown areas and seeing the people and dining at great restaurants. The culture and the flavor. There's a lot of connection between the Netherlands and the United States that exists culturally and in so many other ways, right?
Tremendous. John Adams, if you remember that name, he came to America for a loan. So the business relationship between America and the Netherlands has always been fantastic and still is every day. So there's a business treaty and there is a tax treaty that makes it very advantageous for a Dutch person to invest in America. And America would say, thank you for your investment, economic growth, come with more. And that is the mainstay for Europe citizens to come to America, take advantage of that tax code.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because tax-wise and financially overall, there are advantages to going in that direction versus coming towards this direction, right?
And if you have a nice coastal property here, well, you can probably count on 2 hands maybe how many times you can actually stay there comfortable. Because it is spring, it's winter, it's fall, and then there's some summer days.
Right.
In Florida, you can be in your property all year round.
Right.
Hey honey, let's go for the weekend. You can do that.
Yeah, right.
Whatever season it is.
Whatever season it is.
That also means you can rent it out all year long, which is unheard of in the Netherlands.
So they don't do that here?
No.
No, because of the weather.
Yeah.
And costs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cost
Absolutely.
prohibitive.
Yeah.
So also, we're here at this incredible event, as I mentioned, Second Home Burrs, and there's a lot of vendors. So you're immersed with a lot of these fantastic places in Portugal, Costa Rica, Spain. What is it about the United States that maybe stands out that attracts people?
The American dream.
It is that American dream.
They want the lifestyle in America. They want the American dream. They want that for themselves. They can get the sun in Portugal, Spain, Crete, Athens, but they can't have that lifestyle. And the people that choose America have chosen that by purpose. They've already done Spain. They're done with Spain. They're done with Greece. They're done with Portugal. They're ready for America now. They know exactly what they want. And then they get that huge tax advantage. That's the way it goes.
Now, the clientele, the demographic, are these younger people? Are these people who are going more towards retirement? People in the middle? What are they sometimes looking for? Are they also looking for possibly opportunity, move there, and then maybe advance their careers while they're there too, and the opportunities in America?
Well, number one, the Netherlands is a very wealthy country. Wealth at all ages. We have the young people that invent apps, and they're extremely wealthy. And well, we can either move to Monaco or to America. Well, America's pretty attractive.
Yeah.
Live the Hollywood style.
Yeah.
They like that.
You've got Google and Apple and all the big ones,
Google
tech giants.
is moving their headquarters to Groningen, of all things. What do you think that brings?
Yeah.
Tremendous number of employees that grow up in the wealth of the Netherlands and then want to expand to America because the American dream.
The American dream. I was reading a statistic not that long ago that last year in 2018, about 127 million people visited the state of Florida. That's not surprising to you, is it?
No, 127 million, that's about half of the size of Europe, entirely. And that all goes into Orlando. And then they come back to Orlando, they come back to Disney, they come back to Universal. Universal's building a new park, they come back to that.
They do, right.
They keep coming back. And then that hotel room becomes a very small place because you want to take grandma with you, maybe even a dog, so a house comes up. There's back to our rooftops.
Right, exactly. Well, we were in Orlando and we did a shoot with you there and feature segment. I've been to Orlando with family and friends many times over the years, but when you took us around to some of those properties, it's really amazing the growth and expansion that's happening in Florida, but specifically in and around the region of Orlando.
Yeah, that's why Orlando is usually the top choice, even though they start somewhere else. Then they start to do the math and they end up in Orlando. You can rent all year long, you can have something small, something big, or grow into something big. You have all sizes. I say you can start at 200K and you have a good start at it.
Right.
And then you can rent it out or not rent it out, or buy one to rent and one to live.
Yeah.
That's what you can do in Orlando. You can't do that in Miami Beach.
No.
You have to have a big bank or a big pocketbook, one or the other, or both.
Or a rich uncle.
Or a very rich uncle. That's right.
That's right. So again, coming back to this amazing event, because this is so unique for our viewers and our audience to see this, do you participate in expos of this size on a regular basis to connect directly with that potential investor, buyer, somebody who is in the Netherlands or even Luxembourg, Germany, because you work with them too, other countries? It's that one-on-one approach that you like?
I like the one-on-one approach. I like to go here, go to all the trade shows, do the seminars, teach them how to, and then take them by the hand because that's what they want. These are very intelligent, wise, wealthy people. They know how to make money in Holland. It's different somewhere else. They know that too. So they need that coaching and they love it. They love somebody to step into their shoes and proceed the process.
What's some of the feedback that you get from your clients? Because I imagine sometimes it's generational. Maybe the parents get property in Florida through you, and now their kids or grandkids are also looking to pursue properties in Florida.
Well, good news travels fast. So friends have friends. Friends have a little house in Florida. Other neighbors will visit and say, we want one too. Actually, we want two. Because we want nobody in our bed, but we'll rent the other one out.
Right.
And this is how it grows. It's word of mouth business.
It really
Amazing
is.
but true.
It really is. So on a day like today, and this has been a 3-day extravaganza here in Utrecht at the Expo, at this fantastic convention center here downtown. What's some of the interactions you've had thus far with people who've come up to the booth here, your booth here at the center, and some of the things that you've engaged them with?
Well, the amazing thing is, once they're a client of Downtown Brokers, they remain a client of Downtown Brokers. They come by, check in, hey, we've seen this, can we get a hold of it? And then we start the next project. Friends bring friends, and that's what comes to the booth. And then we have a seminar at 3:30 every day of the show, 3 days in a row.
And what's that like?
And then they come with the questions, they listen to my little talk how to invest in America, how to best invest in America, what to take advantage of in America. and mostly what you watch out for in America.
Sure, right.
What is different in America? Watch for this, watch for that. Mostly things they have never thought of before.
Like, what, for the audience, what would be maybe a few things that would be things you would have to watch out for that are maybe different than here in the Netherlands?
Well, the whole brokerage business is different. In America, we have the listing brokers. They have their sign in the yard. So what do the non-knowing Dutch people do? They drive by, call, hey, Mr. So-and-so, you have a house there, I'm standing in front of it now. Can I watch it? Can I see it? Can I have some information? So they're on the wrong track. In America, the listing broker pays all commissions, also on the selling side. They're not used to that here at all.
Right.
So it's a freebie for them to have me in the arm and say, Theodora, we've seen these 10 houses. Check out what it is, check the brokers, but they need to learn that.
Right.
They don't know that.
They don't know that.
And then the taxes. The taxes, if you just buy a property in Smyrna Beach on the coast, sounds like a good idea. Put your money down, even if you ignore those 31 pages you have to sign.
Right.
Let's say you get through that, and now you have a house. But now you're still under the Dutch tax code because you bought that as Jim Johnson of Putten in the Netherlands, and that still falls under your Dutch tax code, which is not advantageous. Because
Most
the
people
tax
don't
code
realize
is
that, right?
very
Yeah.
stringent
Yeah.
and extremely high taxes. That's what we have in the Netherlands. That's why we are so wealthy. Two major things.
So again, those are things that somebody that's looking to invest their hard-earned money might not realize. So you help them also try to get the most for their money
Yeah.
as well, which is very important,
Yeah.
right?
And you brought up before what age groups? Well, the young professionals that all of a sudden made a lot of money say, well, life is good.
They tend to be
The
educated.
Max Verstappen variety.
Right. Educated.
Yeah. Then you have that group that's in the workforce, couples, young couples, they're looking outside the Netherlands. The WhatsApp brings them everywhere. The Google too.
Yeah.
They travel to America, they buy these little trips to New York. And it's, wow, this is nice. And then you have the group that's looking at retirement in 5-6 years. They say, you know, we're gonna get X amount at retirement, but we're not done.
Right.
Let's set something up in America.
Exactly.
That's what they come to do. But how do you do that?
Right. And you tell them step by step how to
Step
do that.
by step. I take him under the arm and I coach him all the way and past purchase and what do we do next.
So since they're here in the Netherlands, they're in Europe, if they're investing in the United States, in terms of the way the process works, do they end up flying to the States, meeting with you in Orlando before they actually purchase a property? Do they go look at properties or look at land before and then come back to the Netherlands before they do all that? Or is a lot done over the phone, the internet? How does all of that work?
Two ways. There's those that seek the investment in America. It's a matter of we want to invest X amount of dollars. We want these houses for that or these warehouses for that. Make it happen. We do all the paperwork in the Netherlands. They don't have to be there. For them, it's an investment like they're buying IBM stock.
Right.
Well, you don't get a thank you note from IBM.
Right.
You buy stock. Boom, stock market. Same thing there. Or it's the kind that is in love with America to begin with. And yeah, there will be a closing because they love to be at closing, not an excuse to travel.
To go there,
and besides, we then set up their little company in America. So they might buy another property, they might set up a little business, a little shop, a little nail salon, and they really get into America and they set up the entire system, and that is what gives them the tax advantage. And that's what we do.
I'd like to talk again a little bit about the difference between what Downtown Brokers does and anybody else out there who may offer something remotely similar. Your difference, what makes you unique, stand out.
We are very unique. You notice everybody here has their walls completely filled with all the little houses they have.
Yeah,
We don't do that because my clients already know what they want.
they do.
They just look for that guidance. What's best for us? For us, that takes me back to listening to their story. We're different in that we make that happen in the most advantageous way in the tax code. So we set the dream team on it. We introduce them to our attorney. That's part of the dream team for all the detail that they want. Specify to them what they want, because some want estates taken care of, some want little Johnny taken care of, because Johnny might also want to be in business, maybe with that, maybe not with that, maybe something else, maybe in IT, maybe all that gets set up. Then we have the CPA steps in. That CPA is also from outside America. So they find an instant bond with our dream team because they too are from somewhere else. They also came for that American dream. So we work on all the detail, on the CPA, on accounting, on the tax, real estate law, anything.
Why do you love America so much, Theodora? You obviously have such a real passion and thirst and hunger and pride in the country. I mean, here in the booth, wrapped around the main desk, you have the American flag so proudly displayed. What is it about America that speaks to you?
It's the same that speaks to my clients. Many years ago, I chose America, not knowing America. That's different with my clients because they keep coming. I chose America for the opportunity. For the business opportunity. I'm an established lawyer in the Netherlands. But I wasn't too excited on taking that to the top.
Right.
Have a law job, be a lawyer with many other lawyers, do a day job, and go home at 5. That's not me. I don't go home at 5. I pick up the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning because that's just what it is, the time difference. I love America because it offers me any opportunity that I choose. Whether it's the real estate, whether it's the law, whether it's life coaching. Live the American dream. Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Let's talk a little bit more briefly about the life coaching aspect. I know when we were together in Orlando, and we visited all those properties, the Citrus Club, and Bella Colina, and Encore, beautiful places. We sprinkled in the life coaching. I want to elaborate a little bit more on that because people may really find that surprising because a lot of this is business and finance and taxes and legal, but there's this whole other human element that I know you're very, very passionate about, which is that life coaching element. Tell us a little bit more about how that really plays into the work that you do.
See, passion is key. The clients that come to me are very passionate. They know what they want. They've been studying it for years. But I have that same passion, so I step into their shoes as if it's my own. And that's the big difference. A broker in Orlando, your typical broker, needs to make the numbers, the sales, and in one door, out the other. Mm-hmm. I don't do that.
Right.
I have clients for life, and then their friends come, and their friends' friends,
right.
And then the kids start their own. It's an all-entailed business model. And I love the coaching part. I love to help people. I do it in the community. I do it with all kinds of organizations. I'm always involved. If I'm not at work, I'm involved in a community effort, whatever it may be. And that's what I love. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Theodora, this has been a tremendous visit here. Thanks so much for taking us all around the Netherlands. We have really conquered a lot of ground. It was really amazing meeting that champion race car driver, Formula One, Jan Lammers, at the racetrack in Zandvoort. And then, of course, we visited that flower auction, which was incredible. That was fantastic. Dinner at great restaurants. We went here in Utrecht. We went through the town and the canals. And of course, now we're here at this major expo and all the other things that we did that we're not even showcasing on CUTV News. It's always a pleasure to see you and wish you continued success. And we're going to watch you in action because you actually have a line of people right now who are waiting to speak to you. So, Theodora, thanks for being with us once again.
Thank you, Jim.
Continued success. It's so
My pleasure.
wonderful linking the two countries together. And we have found on our visit here at CUTV News, the wonderful link between the Netherlands and the United States is strong, and you keep it stronger.
That's what we do.
It's always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Jim.
You're welcome.
What a terrific time we had on our wonderful and most memorable trip and adventures here in the Netherlands. A beautiful country. It's so easy to see the connection, the strong connection between the Netherlands and the United States. It's also easy to see why folks love to invest in America and seek out, pursue the American dream. If you'd like to learn more about how you can invest in the American dream, connect with the Dream Team at Downtown Brokers and Theodora Uniken Venema. The website to go to learn more is downtownbrokers.com. Theodora and her team have helped many people realize the dream, and she can help you too. On location in the Netherlands, I'm Jim Masters, CUTV News.